But yeah, I do think he's probably the best investment over about 13k because he fills the gap of there not being too many high-rated La Liga SBC sort of players. Hey you! Would you like some cheap and reliable coins? Well, don't worry, because I've got you a place. Make sure to head over to FIFA Coin Zone HotSwazLand.com and use discount code FLAIR for 2% off. Or, what you could do, which is a little bit more reasonable, is use your Amazon Prime or $4.99 subscription over on my Twitch channel. Now you may ask, why would you want to do that? That's a pretty good question. I've got you sorted. Basically, you get a daily trading guide. And what if I've got some questions? Twitter DM, Twitch DM, email, business email, you name it. Thanks for watching, and make sure to enjoy the video. Hi guys, and welcome to a brand new video, and the first time I've ever done this on my channel, but I've been doing this all year as part of the old trading guide, so I thought I'd decide to start doing it as a bit of a YouTube video. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be covering Team of the Week 28 on what my opinion on it in the terms of investing in it. So, you know, what I think of certain informs to buy, when do I think they'll rise, and showing you a few previous examples on players that have gone up. So I'll be going through them one by one. If I don't think they're a good investment, I'll say why I don't think they're a good investment. Heads up, I'm only going through SBC fodder players because I believe there's going to be a Team Week SBC tomorrow. So I'm not going to be going through like Pogba, Jordi Alba, Pjanic, and I believe that's it. Yeah, basically under Pi and Hazard, because I believe that these players are going to go down a fair bit when we have a Team Week SBC tomorrow. So I'm only going to talk about the guys who are really good for SBCs. So we are going to start off with the bench because we'll move from the bench onto the starting 11 because for some weird reason you can't actually click on the bench. I'm sure there may be a way. And we'll start off with this guy. This guy, honestly, I don't think he's amazing. Hey, if you can get him for discard, go and buy him, and happy days. But yeah, Silver Inform is a little bit naff because unless you need a really low-rated team with an Inform, they don't do well, especially as they can't get used in the Icon SBCs as that is gold only. We now move over to this guy, and I believe the discard of a purple Silver Man of the Match is about 10.5k. It's a bit of a weird one. A gold one's discard is 15, and I believe this is around about 10, 11k. Do I think he's bad? I don't think he's that bad for a 10, 11, but it really depends on the supply in the market. This is a lot what happens with Man of the Match and hero cards because for the not on the now obviously he's going to be in packs for a week, but he's only a silver. But with FUTBIRTHDAY, we might see quite a lot of Electrum packs and silver packs, which again may allow him to go discard. You'll know if he's discard because he'll be flooded at one price, and you'll see none of him selling. Do I think he's good? I don't think he's too bad. You know, go buy one of them if you have a bit of excess coins. You know, obviously he's a hype silver. You know, he's a good silver. So as soon as he makes us use silvers, he'll rise because obviously he's a really nice all-round silver. And it kind of sounds like he's listening to us because there definitely seems to be a little bit of demand for silvers on the game. So again, picking him up for discard's not bad. He's not going to rise for any SBCs, and you're just going to be holding on to him for a rainy day of a weekly objective. We then head over to the likes of. Can we check out the rest of the? There you go, the rest of the bench. We got this guy, honestly, for 10.5k. It's not that bad. We do see discarding forms sometimes say about 13, 14k, given there being, again, a relatively low SBC of like 83 or below, including informs. So yeah, under 10.5k is okay for him. Obviously, he's quite a nice position, but again, the 76 doesn't make him very appetizing whatsoever. Move on to the next person, which is a Cam. Honestly, I would just avoid this guy whatsoever, because recently we have needed quite a lot of MLS, so I don't see us really needing MLS in the near future. And obviously him not being too useful. Doesn't look like that bad of a card, but nothing that's going to have any desire. Move over to Lafis. I don't think Lafis is too bad of a buy for either 11k here. Just because you could see that the 82s rise a little bit and then this guy makes it in. Does he have any high chemistry links? Not really. Obviously he's got a lot of the guys in the Belgian Pro League, but there's not been any recent Belgian Pro League informs. Neither is there another one in the current Team of the Week, therefore his links are a little bit weak. And he's going to be no more than just a throwaway player in like a Team Week SBC. The move to Munier wouldn't go anywhere near this guy. He's going to have a discard of 15k, which means his buy now is going to be 15k, which also means no one's going to, let's be honest, want him for 15k. Sucks that he wasn't an inform because it's been quite a cheap discard inform, but I wouldn't go anywhere near him. You know, again, if you really want to buy one for discard and hope you need heroes in SBCs, feel free, because we are having an ever more amount of heroes in the Team of Weeks and so on, but again, I just wouldn't back him really being used. Moving on to Niang. Niang is a player I do back quite nicely. Again, this guy's actually only 12, 13k on the market, which is a price I do back. One thing, again, I do say with this, I haven't covered this yet, but I would buy these guys before 6 PM on Thursday. So you've got rewards tomorrow these guys can get really cheap for, and they're even relatively cheap tonight. So I'd aim about 12, 13k for this guy. If you look at other strikers, the next cheapest striker from a major league is 15.5k, and that's Koo Jang Il, something like that. Plays a Korean striker. I know, surprisingly off that name. in the Bundesliga, and he's about 15.5k. And then the next cheapest 81 rated striker is actually Ousmane Dembele, not quite sure, the Lyon French striker, who's in about 19k. He does have slightly better links, but you know, actually recently we've had the right wing. What was it? It was like another. What nation is this guy from? Can we see? Can we see on this? There you go. We had another Senegalese Stade Rennais player actually getting in form. So you might see him do really well because he's got a perfect chem link from someone from last week's Team of the Week. So again, about 11, 12k, I actually do rate this guy. I rate a lot of the discards in forms. Nothing I will say that I think there are 6 81 in forms and 2 84. So there is a lot of SBC fodder, so that could affect it. But again, for a 12, 13k, he is very risk-free. Now moving on to this guy, for his current price of about 17, 18k, I don't back him. I'd back him for probably the likes of 15k, to be honest. His links aren't actually as bad as it may look, you know. Obviously, Israelian from the Chinese league is, you know, pretty rare as such. But he's got quite a lot of decent links in the Chinese league. Obviously, he's got a Carrasco weak link. If they go for the 4-2-3-1, which we see quite a lot to counter when wingers are quite expensive. Obviously, you could use Paulinho, Talisca, and Oscar and get a full chem link and put him up at strike and put him on full chem. So could be useful, yeah, could be quite nice right there. But again, wouldn't really want to pay that much more than 15k, and he's sitting at about 17, 18, so wouldn't want to go near him. He'll also be like SBC fodder. If people don't use the Chinese league players, they'll throw him in like left back or whatever to make sure they get that inform requirement in. Again, no real demand for him. Then over to Rondon. Don't really fancy Rondon for the sake of he has no good links whatsoever with high rate players. And we had Chicharito Hernandez from last week, who is near enough the exact same price, so don't really back him. If you want to know, we have about 2 weeks till Premier League POTM and about 3 for Bundesliga POTM, but I wouldn't be too interested in that because, of course, we've got the FUTBIRTHDAY to worry about investments first. Then move over to Barella. Barella's quite a nice one. Did a little bit of research on players like him. The next cheapest main league centre mid or CDM centre mid and cam in form is actually 19k, and that's sitting in the Ligue 1 over for FC Nims. Can't remember the guy. He's only 79 rated. Then the next 81 is probably going to be out 2021. I can't say I've checked, but I'd put it back about 2021. So sitting about 12, 13k is brilliant. The counter actually does have a lack of low-end centre mids. It's obviously got quite a few with like Pjanic and playing over in impacts moment, Hamsik and so on and so on. But when it comes to lower end, they really don't have that many, so you're not really compromising much on chemistry and rating. What I mean by that is, let's say there are like 10 82 to 84 rated Italian centre mids. Well then, of course, if you're using him, you're compromising one of the 84s. But let's say there's not many players, you're not compromising on too much rating chemistry. So 12.5k is actually a brilliant pickup. He also doesn't look like too bad of a card. But, yeah, I wouldn't go off him off demand sake. I'd say he's just going to be really good for SBCs, especially if they need Italian or Cauchere. He's going to make it straight into the SBCs, because we haven't had Italian Cauchere, I'd want to shout, since Crescito at left back. So, yeah, really good for the links. We then head over to the likes of Kadar. Now, Kadar is so something I guess I really enjoy investing in is inform left backs. Every single time they go like 14 to 22k in a week, you know. Recently we had Vieira, the Portuguese left back from the Greek league. Didn't really fancy him. Never really got quite cheap enough. I think he sat at 22 for the cheapest, but bear in mind it was FUTBIRTHDAY, didn't really fancy him. Now this guy for 12k is interesting because even if you check some of the bad league left backs, they still say about 22, 23, 24k, which is interesting. But the negative of this, guys, is his links are pretty dire. His main links are Orban, who is a 79 rated, 79 or 80, I think it's 79. 79 rated centre-back, who is Hungarian, given that Hungarian link from the Bundesliga. Or here are the links I like a little bit more. You've got 82 rated Tyson at left mid, who plays for Shakhtar, who gives a weak link to both players. And more importantly, you have Inform Paitov from the current Team of the Week, who is a goalkeeper from Shakhtar. So what I'm thinking you might see quite a lot this week is if you need 2 informs, you've got Paitov in goal, and then Kadar playing in centre back. He'll probably have about 4 chem, and Paitov will have 6 chem. So that's not too bad. So yeah, I do back him. I quite like him for 12k. I will give an overall because there's a lot of players I do think aren't too bad this week on what personally I would go with. So we then head over to the likes of Paitov. Again, as I say, he's actually the cheapest 82 rated informed by about 3k. I can't actually remember off the top of my head who the next cheapest one is. But yeah, again, he's going to get links to Kadar. Again, his links aren't amazing. He has perfect chem links to, like, I think 76 rated centre backs. But, you know, obviously you're not going to be using this guy if you're using 76 rated centre backs. But yeah, again, a few links to Kadar. Nothing too amazing in the Ukrainian league for rating, though. Then over to Memphis Depay. Obviously, I'm not going to be recommending Memphis Depay whatsoever. I think we're onto the team now, so we can chill right here. Hazard again is an SBC player. Bakambu again, I wouldn't really see anything. By my webcam right here, we got Cheryshev. Obviously, the guy had a pretty good World Cup. A few things with Cheryshev is obviously he's got loads of good links in the La Liga, which is quite nice. There are actually a fair few left mids in the La Liga because I was kind of going through a lot of these players on stream today. You have obviously the likes of Asensio, Koke, Promes, Gudes, who's 82 rated. So there are a fair few alternatives from him. You know, the best players are normally when there aren't any high-rated left mids and a left mid in form that kind of fills the gap as such. But nonetheless, I do think he's quite good. There are 3 cheaper La Liga informs. You've got him, Moreno, the centre-back, who is a player I really do rate, and finally the goalkeeper. So he's got quite a lot of nice links this week. And yeah, I think he's a decent pickup. Let's see what I've written down. 13k for him, I don't think it's too bad. And again, I would want to buy these before tomorrow 6 PM because of the Team Week SBC. Now moving on to Pogba, obviously no interest. Moving on to Pjanic, no interest. Scholars isn't too bad. Scholars saying about 20k. Next cheapest, 84 in form. I'm pretty sure it's about 20k as well. I haven't really checked it too much. But yeah, not too bad. Obviously, you're going to be given quite a lot of strong links. Bundesliga left mids, you've got Ribery, then it goes Coman, and down to Gnabry and Bayer as such. So there's Bailey, sorry. There's an okay amount of Bundesliga left mids. But yeah, not bad. Obviously giving some good strong links there. And with Bundesliga POTM in about 3 weeks, I mean, it's a bit long fetch, but it's not that bad. I wouldn't shout him too much. I'd just give you my opinion that he isn't too bad. Pjanic, unless he gets a fair bit cheaper, is of no interest, which again could come as a result of a Team Week SBC, but I guess I'll tweet out, I'll let you guys know where I have that. Glick isn't quite cheap enough for right now. I think it's about 1-2k cheaper than Porto, but I would back this guy going down with a Team Week SBC. If you wonder what happens to discarding forms of Team Week SBCs, normally they do rise because they will make it into the cheaper scenario. With Pogba, who, let me go load FUTBIRTHDAY out quickly. Or basically, Pogba is obviously the top dog in the current Team of the Week, so it'll be interesting to see, because the more expensive he is, the more people want to do the SBC. For example, last week was pretty dead when it came to the likes of the Team of the Week, so that's probably why we didn't get it. Pogba saying about 930. Hazard is actually right now extinct for 1.2 million. So of course we've got rewards in the morning that'll that'll change that, but there'll definitely be a fair bit of demand for the current Team of the Week. So you'll see these discarding forms probably hit the likes of from 12 to probably about 14k, and maybe some of the A2s to about 16, 17k as such. So there's a heads up on how fast some of these players could rise, given that you buy it tonight or rewards tomorrow. So we had Moreno, probably my favourite guy to invest in the current Team of the Week. The La Liga has an okay amount of centre-backs, but it's not too fulfilled. You know, you've got 83s over at Nacho, Fernandez, and Savic. Then move on to 84s of Jimenez, and then it goes a little bit, a little bit dark, because I think the next cheapest is Umtiti and PK, sorry. So there's not a massive array of players, which makes him pretty good because he fills the gap. You'll be paying about 12, 13k with him. Strong link to the, not strong link, but a weak link to the informed centre-back. So I think you'll see a lot of that combination this week, sorry. With like Team Week SBCs and any SBCs that need rating. So yeah, I do think he's probably the best investment over about 13k because he fills the gap of there not being too many high-rated La Liga SBC sort of players, and obviously you're not losing out too much, chemistry or whatever. But yeah, Alba, of course, we're leaving. And finally move on to the goalkeeper, who I do think is pretty decent. Again, I was looking at La Liga goalkeepers. There actually hasn't been an informed La Liga goalkeeper for a while. I think the next cheapest is 36k, which is mad. Obviously, there's quite a lot of high-rated goalkeepers, so it's not like, there's obviously a fair few in the La Liga even. So it's not like you're losing out on too much, but I think, again, his link with the informed centre-back, or even, Fruta, even Cheryshev, will be pretty good. So, where do my main recommendations land? Okay, so again, I couldn't recommend this guy enough. Moreno, 13k, absolutely amazing pickup. Cheryshev for 13k, I think, is also a pretty decent one. Normally, your out-wide players are pretty decent. And who are the others? Again, it's basically just going to be discarding forms because of the inevitable Team of the Week SBC we should be getting. And I think the final two I'd say is going to be Kadar for 12k. I think he's good. As I say, the cheapest informed left back right now is 21k. So him saying about 12k is pretty interesting, even when you see that some of the other informed left backs are equally as trash at linking up. Because of course he's still going to get himself about 3-4 chemistry if you're playing him on left back with no one linking to him. And then again, the last guy I'd probably say is going to be Barella. For 13k again. Again, you want to bet all these before Thursday tomorrow. Couldn't push that enough. And yeah, I'd say that's about it. If you guys do have any questions, do make sure to drop them down in the comments. I do answer every single comment. If you have any, I don't know, recommendations, anything you want me to change up with these videos, feel free. I'm self-aware, I do speak quite fast. So feel free to put the video in half the speed. Or watch it twice and watch double the ads. That's always lovely. But yeah, thanks for watching the video. Do make sure to drop a like. Yeah, comment any questions you do have. Subscribe if you want to see content. I'm going to try and upload 1 to 2 videos a day. Going to start trying to push the YouTube a little bit more. And yeah, just a little bit interesting, change up a little bit. So thank you very much for watching. Have a good rest of your day. And I shall see you guys tomorrow with special card trading video.